So I wasn't able to go to the STEM bus because of my scheduling, and I emailed Dr. Drum, and she said I was able to do the secondary field experience virtually as my STEM bus. And on my last slide, I have the email proof to show that she gave me permission. So I'm just going to go through my slides. So, what I did during my field experience. So, the secondary field experience, we partnered with a seventh grade class from Riverside, and they were learning about India's population and how it's growing, and is about to surpass China. So, what I did was I first prepared by getting background information over what I was about to teach the students by watching the videos and going through the slides and preparing my slides. And then once I got into the period I was with and got into the breakout rooms, I went through the presentation with the students, and we watched videos, we explored watching pictures and going through the websites to get a better understanding of India's growing population. So the technology I used was Zoom, the screen share factor, on Zoom, a Jamboard to help share our ideas, the videos and pictures, and then the websites. So what I did well is I thought I did a good job of preparing for what the lesson was and understanding, and getting the students to participate and asking them to share what they were doing. And if I were to teach the same lesson in the future, I would have had in class situation, I would have the students work together in their own presentation group and making their own Jamboard to then share with the whole class about the research and findings that they found. And then also maybe doing different countries' population and comparing the different sizes from countries all over near the area of India and the Eastern Hemisphere. And what I would improve next time is my time management. I finished really early with my group, which was normal for some groups that have gone previously that day. And also getting to know my students prior to teaching the lesson. I felt that with my last virtual experience is that I have a hard time making small talk before even getting into the lesson, and I guess I just don't know what questions to ask the students and how to make that get dragged on. And so next time I would do a better job of using all the time and getting to know my students before teaching, and that would help also take more time up and slowing down when teaching the lesson. But what I learned how to facilitate older students. I am an elementary ed major, so I didn't really understand how I was going to do with teaching seventh graders, but I actually thought it was really fun and a nice little change of teaching them real content and not having to teach it dumb and down kind of things. And I learned how to prepare for a real lesson I was going to have to teach instead of just reading books to kids. I was teaching them a real content that they were learning in a class, which I thought was really cool. And I learned the process of teaching a real lesson because we followed the online lesson module that we've been doing in class. So we did all the engage, explore, explain, apply, reflect, and share parts of a lesson. And I felt that was very meaningful for me of trying to get more experience with teaching kids and knowing how it works with teaching a real lesson. And lastly, I learned knowing how much time to give each student to work, and that will vary depending on my class as a future educator and knowing my students better, but just making sure that I give them enough time to explore all the websites and come up with enough facts to have a good and meaningful conversation. So here's just the email I sent to Dr. Drum, and she responded back that this was going to count for my STEM bus. So thank you.